July 29th, 2025, in Savannah, Georgia at Veterans Memorial Parkway. The giant flag is not doing anything. It's a really boring park. And if you look over here where you're not supposed to look, all along this fence, it's tons of native plants. That is tie vine climbing on that, some white beggar ticks, and then a crap ton of native cane / native bamboo. It's grown in full sun. So it's got light yellow leaves here. You can see over here it's coming out of the fence. I just ran over some fire ants. You can look down there. I'm dumb and I didn't bring my shovel. Look how densely it's growing right here against the fence. See if my bike will stand upright. Look at that. Some greenbrier growing up top. Let's keep walking and try not to step on more fire ants. You can see how dense it is in there. I mean, hopefully you can. Summer grape, I think. Maritime American pokeweed. This is a flatter area, so over here it looks like it got sprayed with something. The big purple stalks is the pokeweed. Some of the stalks in here are a good size. It's kind of covered in stuff. Something was happening here to this piece of fence. Let's see. Leaves are papery on the bottom instead of fuzzy. Here's that summer grape, I'm pretty sure. I've never actually gotten to see fruit on them. Can't see any internodes. More grapevine. Those aren't bamboo shoots, that's something else. These are probably asters or goldenrod. Yeah, I don't see any internodes for identification. Look right here, it's really green right here. There's some more tie vine. But yeah, they got new leaves, they got leaf buds. Most of these are about at least pencil thick at the base. May or may not help. Not really. But yep, it's here. Yep, so if you want to see it, you can drive by Veterans Memorial Parkway. I don't even know where you're supposed to park to get here. But yep. Alright. That's it. Bye-bye. Continuing, this is the east side of the little fenced water area here. There's 3 patches of the cane grown in here. There's one over here, one along the fence over there, and another small one over here. Ones over here are mixed in with a ton of showy rattlebox, which is that with the green round leaves. just to show the progression. So now we're going over there. Okay, now we're on the north side of this weird shape. There's a short north side. Over here, just first, before I get distracted, I'm going to show these bugs on this white beggar ticks. That's the moss verbena, which I only found out recently is not native, which is super annoying because I thought it was an awesome native, but no. Here's this bean. And American trumpet vine there. Lots of beggar ticks. That's white beggar ticks. It's wilting at the moment. And behind it, the native cane. Oh, I think this is painted leaf, maybe. If it is, there's lots of it. You can see right there, the cane. Some of it's kind of close, not close enough to reach. I think that is painted leaf. Yep, and yeah, I think the ones over here, all right, the ones on that side, south side of this weird shape, they're the tallest. Over here is second tallest, and the ones over that way are super short. None of them here are within reach. There's all that asters and goldenrods and stuff like that. Some greenbrier. Blackberries. This thing, maybe painted leaf. Brazilian vervain. And American trumpet vine climbing the pole here. Yep. Can't see any stems on this because everything else is too dense, so I guess I will have to come back in winter when all of the other stuff will have died back, but the bamboo will still be there unless they go in here and chop it all to the ground. I don't know. There's water in the middle. I have no idea how they maintain this thing. Also, there's empty stems from something. Alrighty. Bye-bye. We're gonna... Wait, what's that? Look at that thing. It looks very interesting. Now we're gonna go over there. See if there's any over there. Alright, you all get a bonus feature because I love it. This is winged sumac, which is named winged because the stem has these little wings of greenery. Here's some flowers. First flowers. Wow, the camera is like making them look white. Hopefully it shows up better on whatever your screen you're watching. They're like a nice little soft yellow, like entirely yellow, and on my phone they're just appearing white with yellow centers. The whole thing is yellow. Just maybe if I stick my hand there. That didn't help at all. Alright, but yeah, look, you can see some of the pollen that fell off. Oh, look at that. Fantastic. Yeah, I'm over here looking for cane, but I got distracted because I wanted to show you this. The berries are edible. People turn it into, you've heard of lemonade. They call it sumac-ade because you just take the berries, mash them up, and put them in water, and it makes a fruity drink. People just call it sumac-ade instead of lemonade because it's made with sumac instead of lemon. There's a baby one back there. Here's some more. And more. Oh, there's a big dead tree. I love it. I don't think you can distinguish that from the background. Maybe right here we can. That's a big root ball from a dead tree. Here's some Chinese tallow. Lots of baby oak trees. Japanese honeysuckle, hickory, lots of muscadines there. I feel like there is some cane. It might just be at the very edge up here. Also, slightly out of breath from riding my bike through the dirt that did not want to move on the tires, but I think I'm going to start calling Arundinaria tecta. It's known as switch cane. I'm just going to start calling it southern cane because there are literal gated, hold on. There are literal gated communities down here for white people that proudly call themselves plantations. That motorcycle is probably not as loud on the video as it is for me. They probably call themselves plantations, and I'm not calling this awesome plant the equivalent of whip cane in the southern US. It's just not happening. So I'm calling it southern cane because it's actually, oh, I see a little piece there. A tiny itty bitty little thing. Might be more of it that way. Okay, so whatever this thing is, it's marking it kind of perfectly. Any snakies? Look. There's that. And two more. And some more back there. So maybe in there, there's a bunch more. Oh, very soft on the bottom. I like it. Let's take that. Can we show the bottom? It was just raining despite the sky. All right, well, it's cloudier now. It was a blue sky, then it was still drizzling. I'm just gonna stick this in my, oh no, I got my camera in my pocket. It'll go in there. All right. I'll start another video when I find more. Mixed in with white beggar ticks and some southern wax myrtle. I pushed the button while I'm trying to take a picture. There's like a creek thing here. That might be an actual aster instead of goldenrod. And back there you can see some more of it. Alright, bicycle, we're moving. There's the water. Definitely unmowed anytime soon. More winged sumac and Chinese tallow at the front. And I'm pretty sure there's more cane this way. White beggar ticks. A bunch of trash. Alright, so maybe that's it. Well, there's a bunch of white beggar ticks over here. Oh, yep. Here's one right out here in the middle. I don't have my ruler with me because I dropped it. If you go to Sterling Creek Park, you find a wooden ruler. It's dyed purple and red from elderberries and other berries that I made the mistake of putting in my basket with the ruler. So, yeah. So, this one, it's smooth. It's like soft in a smooth way. It's not super duper fuzzy, but it's not papery either. It's being climbed by a plant that I don't want to climb it, so I just snipped that. But yep, this is definitely a separate individual from the one over there. Alrighty, bye-bye. Alright, this is going to be a macro video, so excuse the blurriness. What if I turn lights on? This is a cross section of the rhizome. Zoom in. I guess those could be air canals. Tiny air canals on the sides. Let me zoom in all the way. Okay. Alright, I'll just remove the thing. This is the rhizome. I'll compare it to our toothbrush for cleaning things. About the length of a toothbrush. I don't have my ruler. Show the detail. This is a rhizome from an Arundinaria plant. If it's not obvious, this is a rhizome. This is where I was going above ground. Rhizomes, or at least for this, they can photosynthesize, which is why it's green up here. That's where the sunlight was touching it. Got some roots attached. Here's a little branch that's coming off. Here's where another branch could start. There was another little, it's hidden under here, these little hair things. Right here. This little bump you see there can form another branch. But anyways, this whole thing is going to get planted in the ground horizontally like that, so that all that rhizome is underground. Green up here can stick out. I guess this can stick out if it's good enough to do that. And yep, I'll do another video then. I just wanted to show the root after it got rinsed off to get the dirt off. Yep, that's it. Bye-bye.